Everyone, welcome to Thursday, and like we do every Thursday, we take a look at an individual share. This week, I'm taking a look at Spark. It's certainly been a share that I have reviewed a lot in the past, and I thought, let's go back and revisit it and just see how that performance has been going. Now, just remember that this is for educational purposes only, definitely not intended to be personalised financial advice. You do need to go and chat to your own financial advisor if that's what you're looking for. If you're wanting to learn more about the share market, or if you've got a share that you would like me to review for you, by all means, reach out, let me know, and I'll do a future video on it. Right, let's take a look at Spark. Okay, I've got the 5-year chart up here for Spark, and if I zoom in, you can see here that last week was a down week. Now, this little D underneath denotes dividend, so it went ex-dividend last week, and what that means is that for anybody holding shares up until the date being the 16th of March, if you were holding shares up until close of business of that day, you would get the dividend on that share. Once it goes ex-dividend, it means you do not get the share. So if you sold it prior to close of business on the 16th of March, then you would receive it. If you sold it after that, then no, you wouldn't. But let's just go back and have a look at the performance. Right, so here we go. We've got it up here on the 5-year chart, and it certainly had a huge fall from grace. So in the last 5 years, the high was around where I've got my cursor, which was around sort of September 2022, and it looks like it had a close of about $5.45. Now, as you can see, it's trading at $2.10. Certainly not something I would want to be owning myself. Let's put the moving averages on and just see what they're telling us. So we'll use the 30 exponential, and you can see there it's trading below that 30 exponential moving average, and it's still there. In fact, it started trading below at around February, end of February 2024. And since then, it's just pretty much kept on that downward trajectory. Let's also put on the 15-week moving average, and it just gives me a bit more of an idea. By running that 15-week moving average on as well, it gives me a better idea as to what's actually happening. Now, if I zoom in, you can see here that that blue line being the 15-week moving average crossed through that 30-week moving average, and that happened at around March 2024. And since then, basically Spark's been pretty much in a free fall. You can see every now and again, like through this period here, which was June 2024, you had a bit of an upward trend, then a heavy selling. Then again from December 24, a little bit more buying pressure, heavy fall. And then through this period, which was April 2025, again, we saw a rally, but then it's fallen heavy again. But not at any stage did that 15-week moving average cross up through the 30. And also, really, it only started briefly trading above both of those moving averages at around August last year. But it certainly wasn't enough for me to say, hey, yes, this is definitely an upward trend, and it's basically changed momentum and is heading up. So at the moment, you can see that it's still trading below both of those moving averages on a weekly basis. That is a sign of caution. Any share that you see trading below these moving averages, I would definitely suggest staying out of the market, because markets can keep staying in a free fall. No, we don't know where bottoms are, as is we don't know where tops are going to be either. However, this is why it's called a dead cross, is because markets can just keep falling. And I have had that happen myself in my early days of doing share trading. So that's just a word of caution. Let's have a look at the 1 year. Brings these candles up to dailies. And you can see through here that we had that dead cross happen again just last week. We had 2 days. In fact, it gapped. If you were looking at Wednesday to Thursday, we had a huge gap, and that is where the market has closed below, well below where it opened the previous day, and then it's fallen again since. Could be because of the impact of the ex-dividend date. The market, to me, is saying stay out. So we'll stop sharing. I really hope that's helped. It was actually quite interesting going back and revisiting Spark, because there were people out there that certainly do favour the stock, but at this stage, gosh, for the last couple of years, it's been really in that downward trend. So for me, it's something that I would definitely be staying out of. I personally don't hold shares in Spark, but hey, I'm happy to do these reviews and help you. And hopefully this is helping you on your education journey. So love to hear from you. Any comments, any feedback, let me know. So until next week, take care.